Karen,
Yes.
it's out.
What's out?
The book.
What book?
The book. It's a book. The book is out.
Which book?
It came out yesterday.
Which book?
But she came on once to tease the book. Then she came on again to talk about how it was release was imminent. And now she's here to celebrate.
Well, that has narrowed it down quite a bit.
However,
However,
yes. Well, her long-awaited book, Your Angelic Ancestry, has
That
officially
book.
released. Yes.
Oh.
And she's here to tell us how that feels and why the book is so important for us, especially in days like the ones that we're living in now. Can you hear those harps? Because I hear the angels calling to us this conversation on the Skeptic Metaphysicians. My name is Will.
And I'm Karen.
And unlike Mulder and Scully,
both want to believe.
so we've embarked on a journey of discovery.
We've talked to people deeply entrenched in the spiritual and metaphysical world.
We've thrown ourselves into weird and wonderful experiences. I even joined a coven of witches.
And wait, you joined a coven?
Yep, all in the interest of finding something
Anything.
that will prove that there's something beyond this physical,
three-dimensional world we all live in.
This is the Skeptic Metaphysicians. Hey there, I'm Will.
And I'm Karen.
Welcome back to the Skeptic Metaphysicians, a show where a guest once promised to come back right before her book launched, not knowing we'd actually hold her to it on live mic. Dr. Alicia Doss is an angel communicator, a Hay House author, and the reason at least one of our hosts is now fully convinced she's an archangel. She is a spiritual intuitive and transformational counselor with over 30 years of experience. She holds a doctoral degree in spiritual science, 2 master's degrees in psychology, and a master's degree in ministerial counseling. So she has been busy, along with graduate study at the University of Santa Monica in spiritual psychology. She is an ordained minister, facilitated more than 300 personal growth seminars worldwide. Her writing has reached a wide audience, including an article in Byron Katie that drew over 5 million readers in the Huffington Post.
Ooh.
And she's the author of the just-released blockbuster book, Your Angelic Ancestry, published by Hay House and endorsed by Marianne Williamson, Michael Beckwith, Jack Canfield. We are celebrating today with one of our favorites. Welcome to the show, Dr. Doss. How are you doing? Welcome back.
I am so happy. I call you guys my podcast besties because you are. I always love spending time with you. And I have to say, one of your hosts is an archangel, and you don't, I think most people would agree with me. So,
I just don't like to say it out loud. That's all. I'm a little bit more modest than that.
Yes.
I see how it is. That was nicely, I don't know how to say, that was nicely played. That was nice.
Well, thank you. Alicia, thank you for coming on the show. We're super excited. This has been a long time coming, so we're finally able to celebrate with you because the book is out. And not only is it out,
Congratulations.
but it made it already to the #1 in angels on Amazon.
Woo!
Right? In one day.
One day.
How did that happen?
Well, most authors know that pre-sales are everything. And so you get to work on pre-sales for several months, and then it's all counted on that one day. And then that's how that happens.
Well,
Not to pull back the curtain and, show the wizard.
But the numbers are still there. That's what counts.
Yeah.
The numbers are still there.
Numbers
yes.
are numbers. Yeah, that's a huge accomplishment.
Huge.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We're tickled that it's becoming such a huge sensation. We never had any doubt. Our conversations have been wonderful, and we were excited to have it come out. So, what does it feel like to have a #1 bestseller?
Well, what's really beautiful is as I'm presenting the concepts in this book, like you're an archangel. And Karen is like not even hiding it. So, but as I'm presenting these concepts, what's really beautiful, yes, of course, it's wonderful too, that people are resonating with the book, that they're buying with the book that they are enjoying it. But what's really amazing is what it says about our time. Because I have been doing this work professionally for 30 years, clearly since I was a toddler.
Yes.
And
Right.
Out of the womb.
Yeah.
out of the womb. And I could not have shared what's in here even 5 years ago. People are ready.
Yeah.
To me, it really says about our time. Like, people are open to the light. Yeah, they're a little battle weary from, it's been an intense time on the planet. Lots of challenge.
Yeah.
But they're open now. They're open to spirituality. They're open to, maybe all the religions are talking about the same thing, love.
Mm.
We don't have to fight. They're open to metaphysics in a way they weren't before.
I
What
think they're even beyond that. I think they're yearning for this
Yeah.
sort of
Yes.
positivity, this mystery, this wonder, this love, this energy,
Well
because it's just been missing
yeah.
for quite some
But what
time.
what what do you, lay that at the feet of? Why the sudden shift? It's only been 5 years, not that long.
No, and I mean, of course and then there's 10 years or 20 years. It's
Mm.
it's different and different. But it's really been, I have to say, well, it's really been the last couple years
Mm.
that there's been such a big shift. And I'm karma's either on a learning line or a timeline. Meaning sometimes it's, 28 years, 28,000 years, 4 days and 32 seconds, right? And it's also on a learning line, meaning once you guys learn this thing, then grace can enter in.
Mhm.
And I think it's both. I know with this, it's the portal between the angelic and the human is really open now, especially in the last year. This book was supposed to come out 2 years ago. Well, a year and a half ago.
Mm.
And it would have. And then, people started keeling over in my life. My whole city, the Palisades, went down in flames. And so I had to delay it. But I actually think it's perfect timing. I just had the launch party yesterday, last night.
Oh.
And I have to say it was so beautiful, and all these concepts that I was laying out to this very public crowd. There was lots of press there. It's not like, "Oh, it's my ashram," people who followed
Mhm.
me for 10
Right.
years, right? It was very public, and I'm sharing the concepts of this book. And and even just a year ago, I would have expected a hook to, pull me off stage,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
And yet I just saw a sea of nodding heads and people going, "Yeah, of course." And as I'm sharing this on podcasts and TV shows and stuff, and people are like, "Yeah, oh yeah, that makes sense." I'm like, "Really? Because I thought you'd say I was weird." And, and they're like, "Well,
Right.
you are weird, but
That's beside the point, but you're also an
but
angelic weirdo. Right.
actually makes sense. It actually resonates."
Right.
Mhm.
So that's really, to me, very optimistic about our times.
Mm.
Yeah, I agree. And I think so many of these terms that people have started to really discover, they're actually making their way into like the colloquial verbiage or dialogue. You hear people like on the radio, "Oh yeah, I jumped timelines," or "Well, that's this
Mhm.
timeline sucks." And you hear that term a lot, which you wouldn't have heard that 2 or 3 years ago. So I
You
think
wouldn't.
a lot of different aspects of this spiritual, metaphysical, super conscious state are really kind of becoming ingrained little by little
Yeah.
into our normal everyday life.
Yeah.
I mean, literally yesterday, not to name drop, but one of my besties is
Oh,
Jamie King, who's a
no,
big.
no, no, hang on. We're here to name drop, so
Name drop away.
Oh,
please,
oh
please,
god,
yes,
I
yeah.
did not send me that in a brief.
I'm
Oh,
sorry. I meant to. I apologize.
yeah,
Uh,
okay. Well, one of my besties is Jamie King, who's a big supermodel actress, and, so she was hosting my event, and so the New York Post was there, and when there's a lot of press there, and I'm going, "We're talking about your angelic ancestry, like people are archangels in the flesh." She's like, "Yeah, that'll be fine." And literally it was.
and they were
Like,
fine.
I'm sitting there with Alexandra, the New York Post entertainment reporter, and she's like, "I love this. It all makes total sense." And, all the press was just like, "Oh, yeah, that's cool." I'm like, "We're talking like, these are the people who, like People magazine, and they're like, we're talking about spirituality, and they're open."
Now, have you run across many people who haven't been as open, who who take that skeptic road, that kind of are waiting to see what you have to say just to be able to disprove you or anything like that?
I have been told that I'm going to hell
Oh yeah.
by Christians and non-Christians alike. Like, literally, I'll get a comment where it's like, "Oh, that sounds Christian, you suck." And then the next comment is like, "That's not Christian, you suck." And I'm like, "That is just not half-breed."
Yeah.
Mhm.
Both sides were against, um, yeah, of course, but I I think at some point you go, "I gotta just tell my truth." And there's
Mhm.
gonna be people it's gonna rub the wrong way, and you have to realize it's the lens, the perceptual filter through which they're viewing,
Mhm.
not so much that it's personal with me. And not that it doesn't hurt, because it does sometimes,
Of course.
you know?
Yeah.
But, um, I've had that happen a lot with this book where, big people were gonna represent me, gonna be my marketing whatever, and then it's like, literally, I had one of those say, "It's not Christian." I'm like, "Dude, I have been a Christian ordained minister since before you were born.
Right. They must have been like with 12 then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
sure.
Appreciate
Yeah.
that. But yes, very, very, very kind. This is why you are my BFF.
Oh, is that why?
Yeah, well, it's part of it. Most of it's Karen, but that too.
You know what? I'm here for that. I totally get it. I totally get it. I am happy to ride her coattails all day long. Right.
So yeah, there's been that. I mean, literally, I before the book, I had my book deal with Hay House. I was looking for agents, and literally, I remember 2 emails. The first came in, and a big agent, and the angels kept saying to me, "We have your agent, we have your publisher." I'm like, "Really?" Because I could paper wall with a rejection.
But like we have him like you got to pay us $100,000 to get him back. Kind of we have
Well,
him.
these are angels.
Oh,
Yeah, they're
wow.
not ransoming.
Usually,
So
generally don't
are they saying
charge money.
they're
They're
saying they
like, we know who it is. We got him set up.
Oh, I
Just,
was I was thought maybe it would have been like they
when
haven't been
everything
born
is
yet.
ready.
Like we have him here in heaven. I don't know. Like, okay.
Thank you for interpreting, Karen.
Yeah.
That was helpful.
She's the angelic communicator interpreter. I get it.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So one agent was like, big agent. I want the book. I want to rep the book. Big agent. I want to rep the book, but the chapter on Christ has to come out.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I can't take it out. And then literally the next email, big agent. I want to rep the book, but it's not Christian enough.
Wow. It just shows you
Wow.
you can't please everyone.
Yeah.
You're never going to please everyone. You just like to your point, you have to speak your truth, whatever your truth is, and the right person will come that just says it's perfect in every way.
And they did.
And that did happen. And then on one day, and I don't know what the astrological components of that day were, but I got a call from Reed Tracy of Hay House, and I got a call from Bill Gladstone, who was my dream agent. He's a big spiritual agent, sadly passed very inconveniently.
Sorry.
Thank you. And Hay House, they gave me the 2-book deal, and then I'm like, this book is very, very esoteric, and I sent them the most esoteric chapter. Very, because I mean, 30 years, it's deep stuff, and to their credit, they said, "We know what we signed up for. Don't change a word."
Wow.
Amazing. That's perfect.
That
That's
is.
amazing.
Mhm.
So I'm curious, when you say you sent them the most esoteric chapter, what was that about? Inquiring minds want to know.
Well, it's chapter 3. And you're just gonna have to get the book. But chapter 3 is about great archangels, but it is literally starts in the beginning. So it's explaining the difference between God and spirit and the whole cosmology, because chapter 6 is about people receiving their angelic name, and they have to understand the whole evolution of angels and archangels, great archangels, and humans to accurately hear their name. And so chapter 3 is the great archangels explaining what they are, but you have to understand they're very, 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 very high. And so they're explaining, who they are in their own terms. So I received the whole book from the angelic language, but and there are definitely angelic messages which are direct from the angelic language, but they speak very profoundly, very formally. So it would be hard to have a whole book of that. So it's just interspersed in the book. But chapter 3 is a very deep angelic message. And then it's basically explaining the whole cosmos as relevant to
Right.
angels in flesh.
Right.
When you were writing this book and receiving these incredible messages, was there any message in particular that surprised you?
I love that question. I'm going to have to go to that. I mean, it's, I can read you a few sentences of it. I think that one, because, and it's so funny, because my partner went through every single word with me, and he's been a spiritual intuitive since he was 21. And so for decades and decades and decades, counselor of the gurus and all that kind of thing. And he kept saying, it's really esoteric. It's really esoteric. And I'm like, dude, for you to be saying that, you're worrying me.
Yeah.
But it was like, no, I can't pull it back, because I did not write the book I wanted to write. I wanted to write an accessible book for everybody. I wrote the book I was born to write. So it's not for everybody. It's for people who are looking for the deepest truth and going, there's another aspect of me that hasn't been revealed yet. There's a higher calling to me that I haven't gotten to yet.
Right.
There's something more to be done through me as a conduit that I haven't tapped into yet. It's for people, and obviously mostly people open to angels or who've been working with angels, but not always. So that's the book I wrote, and I was going like, "Are you sure?" Because we're like, it's not like we're warming anybody up. We're just like shoving them in the deep end, hoping they can swim.
Yeah.
But as I've been sharing it, like at the party last night, I did do an online launch and a formal whole book launch, and actually some of the people I hung out, like Sonia Choquette and Robert Holden, they've been in the public for 5 decades, and they were saying the same thing, like people are ready. People are ready in a way they never have been before. So there's a lot of darkness on the planet, a little rough around the edges, but there's more light too.
They're,
I mean,
they're just hiding better, the light. They're not as out there.
well, when a lot more something beautiful is trying to be born, that which is in the way will come to the surface and go, "Are you sure?
Right.
Are you sure?" And I think that is what we're seeing. So, I mean, this is from this message. You can't define a great archangel anymore. This is the great archangels defining the great archangels. And the first thing they say is,
Can't
"Sorry,
define.
Charlie, you can't define a great archangel any more than you can adequately describe the light in your child or lover's eyes when they adoringly gaze at you. We have the privilege of being those who receive and convey the Lord's intentions. By analogy, spirit is the ocean, and God is the consciousness of the ocean. God is spirit's loving discourse upon itself. A stirring in the waters moved upon the face of the deep. This was spirit's holy longing to know and love itself. This divine desire manifested in a celestial creative impulse, and so God spoke the waters of life into being. These waters were teeming, ripe for the divine desire to be quenched. From them came the silent, unnameable ones and a trinity, 3 creative streams to fulfill the holy intention of spirit knowing itself. The Trinity creates and communicates the blueprint of all that will be manifest. The silent ones then step down or commutate the undifferentiated consciousness in preparation for eventual form. Afterward, great archangels scoop the ocean's water into individuated glasses of spirit. Beings or souls, humans and angels among them, are these chalices. Through this action, God learns and knows itself.
Wow. That was amazing. That sounds like it could be one of the chapters in the Old Testament.
Well, that's why I'm saying that's why there are certainly those messages, and you can see they're kind of set off in the book, all through the book, but it would be, I don't know how to say it, but like it would be too much to try to integrate. So those messages are through the book, but it's a lot of it is then taken. At first, I was like, "Really? Can I edit you guys?" I took it and made it very accessible
Right.
and readable. Most of it is very accessible information, and then a lot of true stories. But the content is, it just lays it out like that.
Right.
That just the fact that you were able to bring that down, because these messages, they're exponential, and to be able to bring them down onto paper is just, that's incredible. Really, really
Well,
impressive.
it is not my doing. It is having heard the angelic language since I was 4. And then the last many decades, the thing, and it really was certainly I do it for others, bring forward the higher, translate the language. But it's also been something that I've had to do for myself to be in balance. Like I can be, and I'm always have some sort of coach, therapist, practitioner, because we're blind. In my experience, we can be blind in our own karma, right? We can be, not realize our blind spots. And so I'm always working with somebody who will go, work on that area. You suck in that area. You're pretty good in that area, right?
Right.
And so
And
we all need
like an accountability partner.
accountability part, exactly. And but the thing, and I practically lived in workshops, but the thing that unfailingly lifts me more than anything else is bringing through these messages, and even if it's not all that personal, sometimes it's actually kind of rarely personal for me, even though I do it almost every day for myself. But what it does is as it does for all of us when we bring forward higher messages, is it puts us in our higher selves.
Mhm. Listening to that passage, it's very complex.
Mm.
Is there something that you would recommend for readers to do to prepare
Mm.
to be able to understand your book better?
Yeah, well, they don't have to prepare because, like I said, that is the most esoteric chapter. So that
Mhm,
goes on. I read for you just now. I read up to there.
mhm.
It goes on for another almost 2 pages, and then the whole rest of the text is explaining it in very, just in regular
Okay.
terms, and so, I mean, it's still very deep, but it is explaining the whole rest of the chapter is explaining what they were talking about. So, I do make it accessible because I want it for everybody. I
Mhm.
don't want it to be just for people who've been on a spiritual path for decades. I want it
Right.
so I do make it accessible, and no, there's not really any okay, let me read you one more thing, and, because the angels tell us that. So this is, I'm gonna skip to the middle of this message. Oh, no, I'm not. This is the first few the first is a prologue,
Mhm.
and the first few lines, "A message to the reader from Archangel Michael. This book is a metamorphosis of consciousness, an ascension of awareness. All that is asked is your openness. All that is asked is your openness. Let the words meander like a stream beside you. Sit in the embrace of the wild, marveling in wonder and awe. Allow this message to suffuse you as effortlessly as nature's serenity does."
I love that so much.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get the book.
Yeah.
Um, so for those that pick up the book, what would you want them to take away from it after reading the book? They close the book and they go, "What is that they think?"
There's nothing wrong with me. It's just that I'm not only from here. There's a higher part of me that I can access at any moment. And at 3 a.m. in the night when I wake up in a panic, there's always celestial help right there for me. All I need to do is call upon it.
That's beautiful.
Mhm.
So obviously, this probably should have happened at the very beginning of the episode, but this is your third appearance on our show. So if you're just tuning in now and you haven't heard our other two interviews with Dr. Alicia Doss, you should definitely go back and consume those two episodes because there's a ton of information in both of those episodes that you are going to miss out if you don't. However, for those that are listening to us now and would like to go back then, but want to continue listening now, can you just wrap it up as in as not as quickly, but like what should someone just tuning into your message know? Like what's the one thing that we haven't touched on that we touched on episodes before?
Mm. Well, there's a rare, I have I think I told you this. I have a rare disease in my family. Everybody is an MD, right?
Yes, yes.
Mhm.
So I think what they should know is that I don't judge your mind. Your mind is a great servant. It's just not a good master.
Hmm.
So I don't ask you to believe me at all. I want you to go on your experience and your inner knowing. But that is precisely the point of this book. You don't have to go through anybody, definitely not me. You can go direct to spirit. But going through the great archangels, they are a legal shortcut to higher consciousness. So my work is it's a paradigm shift in how people normally present angels. So it's not only like, yes, of course, there's lots of tips on how to connect to angels, which are formless, by the way. Most people are experiencing angels far more than they know, but they're not giving themselves the benefit of a doubt. They're thinking, I don't see fat babies or hot men in dresses. I'm not seeing angels. No, but it's really we see them in our inner eye. We know them with our spiritual senses. So it's just taking that divine pause and going, wait, what do I hear? What do I experience? And then the biggest tip for really connecting to your own archangelic nature is to call upon the angels, invoke, open, it can be seconds, right? And then to ask a question, what message do you have for me? Or it might be very specific. I'm having this challenging relationship with my child, whatever it is. What message do you have? And then speak the message out loud because
Oh.
you too are a messenger of God. Angel means messenger of God. When you speak the message out loud, it does a few things. First of all, your mind cannot chatter or distract or doubt while you are speaking one word at a time. And secondly, what it does is it reaches into your own angelic heritage of being a messenger and bringing forward the higher messages. And three, completely bypasses the ego. So, so it would be saying you're already experiencing angels. And now why angels? First of all, 70%, almost 70% of US adults believe in angels. This is not me. This is a scholarly study by the Associated Press. They go through all religions. Obviously, Christianity, Judaism, the Kabbalah, Islam, Hinduism. A couple days ago, I had a live with the world's preeminent medicine woman. They're an indigenous culture. So when everybody who doesn't agree on much agrees on something, it's probably true.
Right.
Mhm.
And the last thing I would say is, now again, it's in depth in the book, so I'm shoving you all in the deep end is apparently my way.
Ditto.
There you go. And so the angelic realm predated the human by millennia, by trillions of years. It's much, much older than this human realm, which you can kind of is a latter-day experiment, right? You can kind of feel it's a little rough around the edges here. It's not easy. I'm going to tell you the very first, want to hear the first line of my book?
Yes.
What I read before was a little bit of the prologue. This is the first line of the introduction. Being human is not easy. That's why even the angels bend a knee to you.
I
Wow.
love that. Yeah.
So the angelic realm predated the human realm. There's many more angels than there are humans. When angels don't have individual souls, when they evolve to archangels through millions of years, then they have individual souls and free will.
Mm.
Humans are born in free will and individual souls. We evolved to the God consciousness angels are born in. So in a radically optimistic act, many archangels started incarnating onto the human realm to learn more about free will. But we had to drop a veil between, this is basically heaven, the angelic realm. We had to forget it because otherwise we would try to drop these human bodies that age and die and are subject to time and space, none of which the angels are, to go back there. And it's not about going back there. It's about being here. And so, but now, as mentioned, there's a portal has opened. We're in this incredible time where we can be aware of our archangelic heritage, go, oh, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm just not from here. And I can open to all the beautiful things we associate with angels. And some of us have been more recently from the angelic, and pretty much all of us are from the angelic, but some have just taken a few field trips. Some have had a lot of lifetimes. I mean, we're looking at an archangel, recent archangel in the flesh, your beautiful Karen, right?
Mhm.
And so no offense. Well, not saying you're not an angel too.
Oh no, trust me, I'm good. I get it. I'm here just as eye candy. Go ahead. You talk amongst yourselves.
Fair enough. Exactly. Nailed it. So it's now we can open to that heritage, remember our heritage and our name, not to go back there, but to come present and experience heaven on earth so we can be part of the light action of this pivotal time and help turn our planet to light, turn the tide of our planet to light. Harmony, peace, all the things we know is possible in the Aquarian age, and the sign of the Aquarian age is the angel.
Mhm. So, how can your book help someone who has tried to find their angelic self, who has tried the prayer, who thinks they've tried all of the things, and they're not seeing any sort of results or impact? What would you say to them?
I would say keep going. Keep going. Because this level is, I mean, it's beautiful. It's consecrated. It's God-given. And it's it's dense. It's a tester. I mean, souls line up to get on this planet precisely because it's so hard, because we grow so much faster. So I would say to them, try this. As shared in this, so can I do something for 30 seconds? That's
Yeah.
a real
Pl-
way to experience that. So just place your hands, for those of you listening, you place in your hands like they're in prayer, but they're not touching. They're a couple inches apart. And in between your hands, you feel an energy in that space between, and you know it's not nothingness. There's an energy there. There's a tingling. There's an energy between your hands. That's what angels are. They are made of that space between your hands. They are essence. They are God stepped down in a way we can perceive, just like you feel that tingling between your hands, that energy. See, you are already sensing angels, which are God's arms and fingers and mouths, into this level. You're just not giving yourself the benefit of a doubt. So just refine your spiritual senses. And now realizing the angels are in that space, what do you see? Because there's always an angel present. Of course, your guardian angel, but always a great archangel, if not several, present. And this happens to be the archangel Ariel, or Rael. And so she will present to you differently than she will for the next person, because they are space that takes form that is intimate and personal to us. And now you might just be aware of your shoulders dropping and just a sense that everything really is okay. And what do you hear inwardly? Is it a beautiful music? Is it a message? And now, as you breathe in, just breathe in all the love of all the universe, all the love of God. Because angels are one with God. Just breathe that into whatever part needs healing right now. And you might realize that you're made of that space, that who you are is that whole spirit. And it is to that which you can return again and again to remind you that you too are an angel in the flesh. You are beloved. And God, the universe, spirit, angels, if you could see the support that's present for you in this realm, right here in this earthly realm, you would be amazed. And so why not be amazed and call upon that support? Wow.
Well, that was embarrassing.
No, that was beautiful.
I don't know what it is about you or angels or as a skeptic in the bunch,
Mhm,
it's easy to dismiss talk of angelic beings and
mhm.
men and women with wings who come down from the heavens and watch over you. But there's always been something about angels that has appealed to me in a very large way when, and to your point in previous conversations, you've always said all you need to do is ask for their help and they will be there. And I've put that to the test. And whether it's my mind or whether they're actually helping, it feels like it actually is happening. I feel a huge sense of comfort when I think about having angels around me all the time. I feel presences sometimes that I can't explain, and yet it feels like I'm making it up.
Mhm.
So for those that are listening or watching and just are having a hard time just stepping over that line, like how can you assure them that they are truly feeling what they think they're feeling?
Well, I would say to them, first of all, I love skeptics, and your mind, we always want to not leave our mind at the door. right? We don't want to do a spiritual bypass and just blindly accept.
Right.
Because you see, with matters of the spirit, it's like falling in love, right? We remember the first time you fell in love, and you're like, I got to understand love. I got to figure it out, and then I'll fall in love. And then you fell in love. You didn't know it hit you. And then you started understanding love after you experienced it. Well, it's the same thing with angels, anything, or spirit, anything invisible. You got to experience it, which you do, like we just did a very short exercise. And then your mind starts to understand. So I would say, again, your mind's a great servant, not a great master. Go with what your heart knows. And there is a deeper knowing. Even Einstein said, I want to know the mind of God, right? So there's a deeper knowing. I was just sharing before we were recording, I was on Dr. Irvin Laszlo's Upshift Conversations, and then he was on mine, and I was just at his memorial, and such a brilliant man, right? He called the Einstein of our time. He brought quantum physics into the conversation, public conversation. And yet when I was talking to him, we were talking about we're doing quantum physics. I mean, I can dance with that kind of stuff. And I just stopped and I said, to me, the greatest coherence is love. And he said, oh my goodness, I'm so glad you said that. And then we just talked about love and nothing for the rest of the call. And it was, you could just feel it. So I would say, even Joan of Arc said, how else would the angels talk to me if not through my imagination? And I don't think she meant I'm making it up. What I think she meant is we have to use our spiritual senses. You're not going to see spirit like you see with your physical eyes. You're going to see with your spiritual eyes. And it's scary at first. And it's scary at the end too, because it's invisible things. But the thing that angels say most in the Bible, they're mentioned 300 times in the Bible, the phrase they say most is fear not, because they are awesome beings. But I would say to the skeptic, first of all, you're my pal, because I get it. I so get it. Second of all, just discern. Discern what is true. Don't let anybody else tell you what is true. You know the truth. And third of all, I would say, love, your mind is going to disappear when your body does.
Mm.
It's time now to connect to that which is eternal.
Love it.
I do too. And I think that we are taught to not believe.
Mm.
You
Yeah.
can't see it, you can't believe it. So I think that's part of why our first thought is this real? Instead of like knowing what we feel is real and saying, are we not supposed to look at it this way? I mean, that's kind of all it is, I think, is the society has told us, no, don't look at it this way.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I think very, very strongly, I believe that is the case. In fact, I'm reading a book right now, and I don't remember the name of it, but I'll put it in the show notes in case you're curious. But it's about sleep. I've been having challenges with sleeping and things like that. And the writer of this book is a man who has worked with PTSD veterans who suffer from PTSD and are having a hard time sleeping because of it.
Mhm.
And one of the things he talks about is a circle of guardians or something like that's what he calls it. And it's a visualization exercise where you visualize angels at north and south, east and west, and then filling in the rest of the compass. Angels watching over you. This scientist talking to veterans of wars who are suffering
Yes.
from PTSD are turning to angels to guard them while they're sleeping.
Yes.
I mean, to your point, people are ready for sure.
Yeah,
So
they are.
no matter how skeptical you are, it is everywhere, right? So another part of me thinks, have we been getting prepared? Little by little, year over year, more and more messages about angels are coming to us. Are we being prepared by someone for something that's coming in a good way?
Ooh, what a fantastic question. Can I let somebody who knows a heck of a lot more than me answer
Oh
that?
my goodness, we'd love that. Absolutely.
So there are great archangels we know, like, this is not them yet, this is still me.
Okay.
Michael, Gabriel, Raphael. Probably obvious, but I just thought I'd say the obvious. Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, but they're much higher than we have known. And I did a very, like I said, I've been doing very public events, and I did this book signing at Godmother's bookstore in Santa Barbara, and and this higher and higher form of the Archangel Michael has been like way hard. Literally, when I was at Godmother's, which was packed, there was this big boom, and people like, and it wasn't physical because some people sensed it and some people didn't. And I looked up and I stopped what I was saying. I stopped, I had an interviewer and I just stopped and I said, "Did you feel that?" And everybody's like, "Oh my God." Half the room was like, "Oh my God, what was that?" The other half was like, "What are you talking about?" And so then I stopped and I just dropped this into meditation. And there was hardly a dry eye in the room because it was a higher aspect of Archangel Michael, of Michael. And so that's who's present. And so if you would just ask your question again, and I'll let him answer.
So my question was, with all of the messages that we're getting about angels that are coming to us from all different directions, are we being prepared for something that might be coming?
You were born for this, and I don't mean this lifetime. At your inception, from the angelic, millions of years ago. You're not only being prepared, you're ready. You don't feel ready, but it's not about feeling ready, it's about feeling cold. Aspects of the angelic are being dripped into the human brain, mind, the collective mind. Sorry. Aspects of the angelic are being dripped into the human mind in a way you can perceive, in a way you can receive. Ask for angels to come in, but not just angels, great archangels, and not just great archangels, but God itself, the Holy of Holies, the light above light. You are ready for so much more than you think you are. You are so much stronger than you think you are. Brave humans. It is time to come together. Could the darkness win? Oh, temporarily, but not forever, because the light will out. It was always going to go this way. What you are deciding is how you will be as it goes this way. What you are, with your free will, purchasing is the commerce of radiance. And you are deciding if you will partake of the illumination that is being presented to you, or if you will chase glamour and that which shines and speaks louder. You are being tested, but it's not because God is capricious. You are being tested to see if you can hold the level upon which you stand. So lift the ground upon which you stand. You are being prepared to know as one the living presence of the divine rising into what you call the golden age, the Aquarian age, the Christed age, where your karma is now worked out through grace rather than law, where you know beyond doubt that you are the beloved of God. Amen.
I don't even know what to say after that. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for coming in, first of all. Thank you for that incredible message. And though I agree that we are much stronger than we think we are, we also are, I don't want to say trapped, but we are in this three-dimensional space with no memory of our archangelic ancestry. And yet we are tasked with figuring our way through.
Mhm.
So what is the right way through? Are we meant to be detached? Are we meant to fight? Are we meant to help others salve their wounds? How are we supposed to move this forward? And I kind of know what your answer is going to be, but
Well, I'm gonna call you forward into sharing the wisdom that you know, because I know that you know. So, but I'm gonna, if it's okay with you, I want to ask you to close your eyes and open your consciousness and your knowing. And you tell us, well, the answer to your question. Trust yourself.
The answer is all of the above. The answer is each one of us have our individual missions and our individual ways forward. And so knowing what your way forward is what is most imperative right now.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Who said that? Wow.
You did.
That's the first time anyone's made me do that.
Well, but it's just so obvious to me that you knew and that this is what I say, when you speak the message out loud, what you just did is bridge essence into matter. You bridge the spirit right into this level. There's a name for that.
Oh. I'm afraid what he's going to say. What is the name? What is it?
What does angel mean?
Messenger.
Messenger of God.
Right.
But see, that's the whole point of this book is everybody is a messenger of God. Would have been a heck of a lot easier if I'd asked Karen to do that because she's a little more in touch with it.
Right.
But people will hear it from you, Will, in a way they will not. Through me, through Karen, through others who are, can be more obvious. They will hear it through you in a way that's going to save their life.
Wow.
Because they'll trust you.
That's a big statement.
It is a big statement. But
it's a true statement.
we don't have time. I mean, it's not that we've run out of time, it's that we're moving beyond time, and angels are not in time or space, so that's another reason.
Yeah.
To connect to our angelic selves.
Well, then what about, you say it's everyone, but what about those people that are so obviously not acting very angelic these days?
Yeah, absolutely. And there are certainly those. And some of them in big positions.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so to be purposely vague.
Yes.
And that's going to happen while we have this physical realm and, free will. I mean, you got to wonder, like, God, dude, what were you thinking about endowing us with free will?
No doubt.
Yeah.
So there are those. There absolutely are those. But you see, not one soul will be lost. So eventually they will also rise up. In the meantime, and this is a tall order, we need to do our best to not judge them.
Right.
To not judge God for allowing it. And that's a tall order.
Yeah, it is.
But to understand that God had the divine universal life, whatever you want to call it, right, had so much faith in us that the divine is allowing it to work out. So we have to hold that vision of harmony and love and peace, and that those people will eventually come into that grace.
And I think that in a weird way, they are helping because they are making people activate more quickly, making people realize this is not what I want. I want love. I want to see things differently. I want to change. I want to be better. I don't want to be like this. So in a weird way, they're helping.
Agreed.
Wow.
I mean, it feels like a backhanded
Yeah.
helping. But they're also giving us an incredible opportunity for two things. One is to move beyond judgment. I'm not saying that's easy, but to move beyond judgment and realize I don't know their secret hurts. Given the right circumstances, I could be the same if it were like children are going to die. Do you know what I mean? And the second thing it's doing is it's working through karma rapidly. And so it's allowing us to go, oh my God, this was occurring. This is what I'm learning from it. And this is how we come together and rise above. We, the people, come together. I'm sitting here in Pacific Palisades, and it's been quite a journey. And it wasn't so my house is obviously intact, saved by the angels, another story. But it wasn't the government, it wasn't FEMA that saved us. It was then people. It was people coming together, people opening their homes, people starting nonprofits out of nowhere and clothing us when we had to, because even the homes that are intact, we had to discard everything,
Right.
And that's the thing. That's our opportunity. It's like, it's giving us an opportunity for people to come together and to rise together.
That is the underlying message. Remember our angelic roots and act that way to each other. because the biggest power that we have is the power of helping each other. Right? The whole story of the one straw is easy to break, but if you put a whole bundle together, it's much harder.
It's beautiful. And that's the Aquarian age.
And that's the Aquarian age.
Because the Piscean age was the age of me. The Aquarian age is the age of we.
Right.
And angels, remember, are born in a collective. So who better to help us usher in the Aquarian age?
That's right. So that's the important thing. If you take away one message from this conversation, it is you are an angel and you're here to help others remember that they're angels. Alicia, oh my God, this has been my favorite conversation out of the 3 that we've had so far.
Yes.
Me too.
I like that so far.
So far.
That means
yeah.
there'll be
Yeah,
more.
yes.
Congratulations again
Yep.
on a successful launch. I'm so happy for you. I never had doubted it, but when it bears fruit and you see it in real time, it's just that much sweeter. So congratulations, amazing. If someone wanted to find the book, I'm sure it is everywhere.
It is everywhere. It's distributed by Penguin Random House, published by Hay House. So everywhere books are found, all the places. And I do like to encourage people to go to your local bookstores and ask for it because we need to support bookstores, right? So yes, of course, ordering on Amazon, super duper easy. You know, all the things, Audible, there's an audio. The audio is really fun because I did the audio and like you can hear my voice change as different angels speak through.
Oh, I love it.
It's really fun, and then I had some professional actors who happen to be friends of mine come in and 'cause there's a lot of dialogue with the stories, so everywhere books are found, if they want a ton of, like, way too many bonuses, my marketing team was like, "Dude, you're giving everything away." I'm like, "Yeah, well,
You're an angel.
it's an angel." Yes. And you go to my website, which is aliciadoss.com, and just fill in the form that says I ordered a book or I ordered 4 books or whatever you ordered. And then I send you ridiculous amounts of loot into your inbox.
Fabulous. We're going to add direct links in our show notes to your website so that people can find it because DOS is spelled DAS. It's not any other way. So it's easy. All you need to do, go to skepticmetaphysician.com, go to her episode page. You will see that link directly in the show notes. So all you need to do is click and you are connected to her. It makes it hard to say goodbye when you have conversations like this. But instead of saying goodbye, I will say, see you later because you are one of our favorites, as is evidenced by the fact that you've been on the show 3 times. And we're going to hold you to staying in touch because we absolutely love you. Thank you so much for what you're doing. Thank you for the book. Thank you for your message. Thank you for being who you are. And thank you for reminding us who we are.
Oh, it's so my pleasure. I absolutely adore both of you. I love being on your show. You ask magnificent questions. And yes, until next time.
Perfect.
Beautiful. We'll see you soon.